Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 34 of the Cleveland Indians franchise here on MLB The Show 21. And today, the Cleveland Indians will begin their journey into the month of August with a couple of road series today against the Chicago White Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. So if you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. They'll start off their journey into Chicago, where they'll face the 2015 AL Cy Young Award winner Dallas Keuchel, who takes the mound, posting a .350 ERA this season. And it'll be Ahmed Rosario leading us off for Cleveland, and on a 1-1 count, pops a cutter into foul territory where Yasmani Grandal does have enough space to make the grab. Let's take a look at Cleveland's lineup today. Remember, a couple episodes ago, we made a trade where we sent Cesar Hernandez to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Today, Jimenez will be at second base, Miller is at short, and you can see the rest of the lineup there. 52 stolen bases, one of the worst in Major League Baseball. Here's Josh Naylor up next. He's posting a .282 ERA, and on a 0-1 sinker will increase that as this ball is a single, but it's thrown well into the outfield. So Naylor, who actually had a single, reaches second on what is going to be ruled a single E1 by Keuchel. He's on second base now. Jose Ramirez, first pitch swinging, pushes it into the right field, and he has himself a single. So runners now on the corners, one out for Franmil Reyes, and he will deliver, hitting a changeup that just grazes the left field line, but it is fair, and that will be an RBI double for Franmil Reyes, giving Cleveland the early lead. Still just one out now. Eddie Rosario at the dish. Full count. High cutter. Slaps it into right field. That'll be another base hit, and that'll be another couple of Cleveland runs. That is now 3-0 Indians, wasting no time with the bats. And then Jordan Lupolo up next draws a walk. So Keuchel already up to 22 pitches. Still just one out. Owen Miller up next. He turns on a cutter, puts that one into left field. That gets by the left fielder. That is going to be one more run. The second one's coming around, and Owen Miller has a 2 RBI double, making it 5-0 Indians, and Keuchel's not even going to make it out of the first inning. He gets pulled with one away for Michael Kopech, who hasn't had the best 2021 season, posting himself a .517 ERA, but he has himself a good first inning as he gets the next batter out, and then the next batter, Roberto Perez, will ground out to end the first. So on the mound for Cleveland today will be the reigning AL Cy Young Award winner, Shane Bieber. It's not like he needs 5-run run support, as he doesn't even give up 2 runs per 9 innings. Nick Madrigal will lead off for Chicago, 1-2 to him, and he gets a knuckle curve that's popped up into shallow center. That'll be the first one away. Take a look at this Chicago White Sox order. We just saw Nick Madrigal up next. We will see Adam Eaton, who's returned to the south side. Then Eloy Jimenez, Tim Anderson, Jose Abreu, the speedy Luis Robert in center, Yohan Moncada at third, Yasmani Grandal behind the plate, and Leury Garcia will be your DH. Next up, Adam Eaton, and he will strike out on the cutter, so the former Washington Nat with the second out. Then Eloy Jimenez will check his swing. They'll say he got beamed. I think he went around. But nonetheless, Eloy Jimenez will take first, and Tim Anderson up next will pop up into center, so it doesn't really matter. The first inning ends without Chicago scoring a run. Top two now, back with the Cleveland Indians, and this time Rosario is leading off. He gets a full count fastball that he flies out to right. Josh Naylor up next, and he will get hit. So he took that one on, I think, the right shoulder blade. Never mind, it's a hit nonetheless, and then Ramirez will pop up into shallow left for out number 2. Franmil Reyes up next, first pitch swing, and drills a fastball deep to right field, and it is off of the wall. Madrigal didn't get to, that's Adam Eaton in right, and that's going to be a RBI triple for Franmil Reyes. Doesn't have many triples on the season, that's only his second. It's going to bring up Eddie Rosario, who will draw a walk, so the inning is still not over for Kopech. 6-0 Cleveland, but now it is over. Jordan Lupolo strikes out on, the check swing. Ending the second, now bottom of the third now, Yasmani Grandal at the plate for Chicago, and Bieber will walk in to begin the inning. Leury Garcia next gets a curveball, and he sits on it and drills it into the bullpen sports grill for a 2-run blast. Leury Garcia, his second home run of the season, gets Chicago on the board, and Cleveland now leads 6-2 thanks to the rare home run given up by Shane Bieber. Nice hit by Lurie Garcia. That takes him to the top of the order. Still nobody out. Nick Madrigal up at the plate, but he strikes out swinging on the inside fastball. That is Bieber's 4th strikeout of the day. And then Adam Eaton up next. 0-2. Looks at a beautiful knuckle curve. Back-to-back Ks for Bieber. Next pitch, Jimenez pops up into right. So Bieber settles down and gets the rest of the 3rd inning over. We'll go bottom 5 now, sticking with Chicago. Yasmani Grandal back to the plate. We just saw him walk in the previous inning, and he will take his base again. This time he gets plucked on the back of the right arm. That's the 3rd hit of the pitch today, so both sides getting a little chippy out there. These are division rivals after all. There's a fly out into foul territory. Nice run by Luplow to get to that one for out number 1. Nick Madrigal up at the plate, grounds it into left field. That will be another base hit. Put runners on 1st and 2nd. And then Adam Eaton up next will hit this one into right field. So back-to-back singles loads the bases. And what has been Chicago's best chance to get back in this ballgame. Eloy Jimenez, though, cannot connect on the changeup. Another strikeout for Bieber, number 8. So big at bat for Anderson, and he chases what would have been ball 4. Instead, he grounds out, bases left loaded for Chicago. Speaking of Chicago, Matt Foster will come on the mound for them in the 6th, excuse me. Josh Naylor will lead off, and he will sit right back down. Doesn't pull the trigger on the fastball. Jose Ramirez up next, 3-1. He slaps a fastball into right, but a beautiful play out there with the diving grab out number 2. Matt Foster approves. Farmer Reyes up next. He will ground this one back up the middle. That is a 2-out single for Cleveland. Brings up Eddie Rosario. 3-2 to Rosario. He gets a nice fastball right down the middle. This is a full count. Reyes was going. He's already at 3rd base. He's going to round it. Come home to score. It is 7-2 Cleveland now here in the top of the 6th. Rosario with his 17th double of the season. And then Jordan Luplow will strike out on the changeup. So Cleveland gets another insurance run here in the 6th. And the 9th, we're going to turn over to Oliver Perez, who's making his 3rd appearance. Signed recently to a 1-year, $2 million contract. And his very first bat of the game, he gives up a solo shot. So, not the start of the day you would like for Oliver Perez. And I think what's our first time looking at him. It is Jose Abreu who goes yard, a solo shot, his 19th of the season. Hits it just over the left center field wall. Gets Chicago another run back. Cuts the lead down 7-3. Luis Robert up next. He's first pitch swinging. He's going to ground it over to Jimenez. That'll be out number 1. That brings up Yohan Moncada. 0-2. He gets jammed, and that's out number 2, which means it's going to come down to Yasmani Grandal. 1-1 to Grandal. Gets jammed, popped up into right. Luplow is underneath it. And that'll end this ball game here at Chicago by a final score of 7-3. Cleveland comes away victorious. Remember, this was the 3rd game of the series. We actually simmed the first 2 a couple episodes ago. So we take Game 3, 7-3. 7 runs, 17 hits in us for this one. We could have scored more runs. Bieber gets the win, Keuchel gets the loss, and player of the game goes to Eddie Rosario with this 3 for 4, 2 double days. The offense continues to look very impressive down the stretch, and since it was the last game of the series, we're just going to jump right into the next one as we travel now north of the border. For the first time in a few years, Cleveland will be playing baseball in Toronto. Remember, the Blue Jays spent all last year in the very first half of this season in Buffalo, but Toronto returned back to their home stadium about a week ago. So this will be our first trip to play baseball in the great country of Canada. Robbie Ray is on the mound for Toronto, the lefty, and on the very first batter, plunks Ahmed Rosario. Not how you want to start today. That brings up Naylor, 2-0, gets a fastball and does the right thing, slaps it down the line, and that is a ground rule double. So now runners on 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. Ramirez grounds it to the 3rd baseman. Naylor was running. I don't know why, but Ramirez reaches first. Run scores. Cleveland with first blood. Francisco Reyes up next. He draws the walk, putting runners now on 1st and 2nd base for Eddie Rosario. 1-1 to Rosario. He lines this one into right field. That is a base hit. And a runner will come around and score as Ramirez will slide across home plate. Cleveland's offense has been firing on all cylinders recently, already up 2-0, and that's how they will get through their first inning. Aaron Savale takes the mound. He has been playing phenomenal as well with a .9 whip and a 2.46 ERA, 14-4 record. Those are very phenomenal numbers. Surprised Savale's not getting more Cy Young recognition. Bo Bichette leads it off for Toronto, and maybe that's why. That is a humongous shot off of the left foul pole out there. A 393-foot bomb down the line is Bo Bichette's 19th of the season, and that's how you'd like to start the day here for Toronto. Just a solo shot blast on the first batter makes it now 2-1 Cleveland as Toronto cuts the lead in half. Next batter up, Joe Panic. Let's hit the reset button. Let's not panic. Haha, hope you got that one. 0-2, he grounds it to the shortstop. That'll be out number 1. And we'll take a look at Toronto's lineup. Toronto just underneath 500 on the season. They sold a couple pieces at the deadline. But they still got Vlad Guerrero Jr., Teoscar Hernandez, the former Astro George Springer, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Reese McGuire, Kevin Biggio, and Danny Jansen. He's about a week into his major league career. Here is Vlad Guerrero Jr. in 0-2. He will ground it to the right side of the infield. That one will be thrown on to first for a out. Teoscar Hernandez now up at the plate. 1-2. Cannot connect on a nasty curveball. Savale puts him down. We'll go top 2 now with Cleveland. Stay with them as Roberto Perez pops up a nice slider to hit right behind the plate for Jansen. That takes us to Owen Miller now, who had a couple RBIs last episode, and now he's going to slap one into right field. So a nice piece of hitting by Owen Miller. We'll put him on first, and that'll bring up Tyler Freeman. First pitch for Freeman, he takes a curve and tries to hit it into left deep, but it is caught out there for out number 1. Tyler Freeman's MLB career has not gotten off to the best of starts. Ahmed Rosario full count up next. He will hit this one down the line. That's going to be trouble as it gets to the right fielder. You're going to get aggressive and try to go home, and there's no play at the plate. Owen Miller scores, gives Cleveland a 3-1 lead, and Josh Naylor will end the second with a ground out for 3 putouts. How about top 3 now? Stay with Cleveland. Jose Ramirez, he will take strike 3 on a very corner knuckle curve. And then Franmil Reyes, though, will take a change up and hit it into center field. So that's a 1-out single from Cleveland as they continue to hit the ball well. Eddie Rosario up next. 1-2, cannot connect on the high fastball. That'll be strike 3. Reyes' second strikeout of the day. And then Luplow up next takes a full count slider, hits it deep to left, and it's into the bullpen for a home run. Jordan Luplow, his 18th home run of the season. He hasn't even been playing every single day until recently. He has been swinging a phenomenal bat. 388 into the bullpen gives Cleveland 2 more runs. It is now 5-1 Indians. Next up, Roberto Perez. He saws off his bat, and that'll be out number 3. And that'll end the top of the third. So let's go with Toronto now in the bottom of the third. Let's see if they have any sort of answer for this blitz of Cleveland offense in the first third of the game. Kevin Biggio will take to the plate, posting a 244 average this season, and he will ground right up the middle into a shift. That'll be out number 1. Take a look at Savale. We touched on it a second ago. He has 14 wins on the season, which is tied for, which is actually outright third in the American League. So he's up there with the best, but here this is not his best pitch. Gives up a solo bomb to Toronto. That is Danny Jansen hit his first home run of the season, one of his first home runs of his career. I think that's number 2 on Danny Jansen's career. So nice at bat for him. Gets Toronto another lead. A solo shot to left. The fans approve. And it is now 5-2. Bo Bichette up next. 0-2 grounds it down the line. Ramirez with a barehanded grab throws him out at first. Nice play by Jose Ramirez. Joe Panic now 3-0 will draw a walk, so a 2-out walk from Savale, trying to get through the third inning. Vlad Guerrero Jr. up next, though, will help him out as he grounds one over to Freeman, who throws him out at first to end the third. Let's go all the way to the 7th now, where Teoscar Hernandez steps into the batter's box, and Aaron Savale still sitting on the mound. Only has 73 pitches today, now up to 80 pitches. And on pitch 81, gets the first out of the inning, a pop-up to Rosario. Next batter up, George Springer, the former Astro, his first pitch swinging. He hits this one up to middle for a base hit, putting himself on first base. I'll bring up Lourdes Gurriel Jr. 0-2 today, make it 0 for 3. Cannot connect on the inside sinker. That's strikeout number 6 for Savale. And then Reese McGuire will go down, strikeout number 7. Savale, 7 strong innings despite the 2 solo shots. And David Phelps will come out on the mound for Toronto with a 4.86 ERA as we check in with Cleveland's offense here in the top of the 8th. Eddie Rosario leading us off. 0-1 pitch, sits on a curveball, lines it into right field, and that one is into the right field bullpen. A solo shot for Eddie Rosario. Phelps left a curveball right down the middle. Rosario waiting back on it, has home run number 17 on the season, gives Cleveland another run, making it 6-2 Indians here in the top of the 8th inning. Jordan Luplow up next. He's gone yard today, but he will grab some bench here on his at-bat. Strikeout swinging on the cutter. Roberto Perez's turn, full count to Perez, and he gets ahead of a cutter. Tries to bloop it into left, but it hangs up there too long for Vlad. Out number 2 brings up Owen Miller Jr., 1-1 to him, and he hits this one right back up to the pitcher's mount. Nice curveball to hit, but can't do anything with it. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th now. Oliver Perez will come back in this one as well, and with a 4-run lead, he has 2 outs and gets George Springer to ground over to Ramirez. That'll end this ball game in Cleveland. We'll take game 1 of this 4-game set in Toronto, 6-2. Continuing their hot bat on back-to-back days. Pick up another win in the very important AL wildcard race, but Toronto continues to fall out of it. Take a look at the line score. Cleveland 6 runs, 11 hits for them, 2 for 4 for Toronto. Savale gets win number 15 on the season. Robbie Ray drops to 4-7, and Ahmed Rosario goes a perfect 4-for-4 on the day to get rewarded with player of the game. Now we go to Sim Game 2. We got some bad news. Zach Plesac will strain his shoulder. He will go out for 1 to 2 weeks, so we'll have to put him on a 15-day IL. And we lose a heartbreaker in 10 innings by a score of 7-5 to Toronto as they improve to 52-55, and we drop to 61-47 as Plesac got hurt in the 7th. To take his spot, we're going to recall back up Scott Moss, who spent some of the first couple months of the season with us. He never started a game, but he was our long reliever, but he will take that number 5 spot in the bullpen. In Game 3, we dropped this one as well, 2-0. We get shut out today as our offense has a bad day. Hit by pitch from Reyes is really the only thing of note on offense. Otherwise, it was just 6 straight singles, and Allen gets the loss despite 6 good innings. And in game number 4, we lose 9-4, so we actually dropped 3 of 4 to Toronto, dropping a record of 61-49. And Scott Moss did not look good in his first start of the season. Next episode up, we will return home for a series against Detroit and a series against the Athletics into a good series for us. And on the mound for us will be Shane Bieber again. We will see him go against Casey Mize in Detroit. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.